And we're back. Let me know, guys, if let me know if this is any better. Anyone who pops into the live stream, be sure to let me know if this is any better on the buffering. Because if not, I may have to close the game in order to do this stream until I can figure out what is going on. But let me know in the live chat if this is better. And okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to go based on that it is doing better. I hope it is. If not, let me know. Please do in the comments or in the live chat rather. Now, at this time, we do have a lot to go over. We have a lot to discuss, and we're going to go ahead and try to get started on that. I will give it a few more minutes for some people to start coming back into the live chat, and then we'll get started. At the moment, I'm loading into the game. And here we go. So, okay, like I said, please do let me know if this is better. If this is having the same problem, if it's buffering still. Okay, great, JD. Thank you for letting me know. I do appreciate it. Now, there are a few things we are going to be talking about in the live stream today. And one of them is Classic World of Warcraft. A lot of people have been talking about it because, as you know, we will be having Classic World of Warcraft playable at BlizzCon, and that is for anybody who has BlizzCon tickets, whether it be tickets to the virtual or to the live BlizzCon. You will have the ability to play Classic WoW. Okay, so that's great. That tells me that Classic WoW is closer than anybody had previously thought. I know it's going to be closer than I thought, because I was looking for it to be out probably 2020 or 2021. I had hoped for sooner, and we may just get it. But what's next? What is next with the Classic WoW? Where's it going to take us? What is next? I think that Classic WoW is going to be what saves World of Warcraft and makes Blizzard millions upon millions of dollars a year. And this is why. When we was back in Classic back in 2004, we had people who absolutely adored World of Warcraft. They loved it because it wasn't easy peasy. You know, you didn't just pop on, hit a few buttons, kill a rare all on your own. You didn't go around and make 5 million gold in 2 days. You didn't do any of that. Everything was hard. And it wasn't hard just because we was just starting out or we was just learning. No. It was hard because that was the way the game was designed. Everything was meant to be difficult. Everything was meant to be hard. You know, it wasn't meant to be easy. And that was the way it was. You either played it and dealt with the hard aspect of the game, or you didn't, and you moved on to another game. It was that simple. And
I need to target something first.
As we stand right now, I believe that's where we're going back to. Now, the reason I say that I feel this is going to save the game in a lot of ways is this. Right now, we have hundreds of people. A matter of fact, in my own guild, I have people who have been complaining that, you know, World of Warcraft is dying. There's nothing to do, you know. I've already got my one character that I have, and to max level, and I have no interest in playing another character. And you know, you're like, well, if that's how you feel, then definitely don't play. You know, don't play another character. But for those of you who are like me and you enjoy playing multiple characters, you enjoy playing on something that is not given to you. You know, you don't log in and expect a gift from Blizzard every day. Then you definitely are going to enjoy World of Warcraft Classic. And yes, there's going to be a lot of people who log in, they try out Classic. Oh, well, it's hard, so I quit. I'm going to go back to regular WoW. And, you know, that's very prerogative. But I believe that there will be millions of people show up, play it, enjoy it, and stay with it. Now, why do I say that? Because let's say, and I'm going to use you, JD, since you're in live chat today. Let's say JD logs in. He's done it all on Battle for Azeroth. Let me just log out of the game and see if that helps. Let me know, JD, if it does. I'll just pop up a picture in the background here. And, okay. That's a little too much. There we go. Okay. More or less, if you have, let's say, JD, he's done it all in Battle for Azeroth. He's got 15 characters all to 120. He's made billions of gold. He's done it all. He's tired of Battle for Azeroth. And now he wants to just enjoy the game. But what can he do? He heads on over to Classic WoW. And he starts from the beginning. He starts a character at 1. He levels the character all the way up to 60. He experiences the game as it used to be, with things like raids, you know, that we used to have. For example, a lot of people never remember Zul'Grub as anything but a 5-man dungeon. Back in the day, that was one of the biggest raids that we had. And it was great. Okay. You had mounts. You didn't get your mount at level 20 like you do now. You had to wait until 40. And then you had to have the money to get it. And if you didn't, you were still walking. Even at 40, you couldn't just go out and buy an epic mount. Or go to the auction house and buy an epic mount. You could buy one, but you couldn't use it until you hit 60 and bought the training for an epic mount. You know, and you had things like, well, dungeons. The dungeons back then was even more more challenging, more entertaining, more difficult. And how many of you recall the world bosses? The big dragons, Azeroth, and, you know, a lot of other ones. Okay? How many of you recall them? If you never played in Classic, you missed out. So, this is definitely going to give us an opportunity for those who didn't play in Classic, who didn't experience these things, to be able to go back. And let me just type something in here. Okay. And, you know, back in the day, you had to have bullets. If you was a hunter, you had to have bullets, or you had to have arrows. You had to have reagents. If you was a shaman or whatever. If you was a hunter, you had to feed your pet. No feeding the pet, your pet's going to run off. So I do believe that Classic WoW is going to be a big boost for World of Warcraft. Now, it may not happen all at once, but it will happen. And if it don't, be sure to come on back and tell me you was wrong. It didn't happen. It failed. But I don't think it will. I do not believe that the game is going to fail. I think the game is going to thrive, and I think it's going to help out World of Warcraft a lot. Now, also, let's take a look at the Pathfinder. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been busting my butt to get Pathfinder Part 1 done and to get exalted on all of the factions, you know. I mean, I want to be exalted on everything. That way, let's say next week the patch drops, it gives us the Zandalari. Bam, I've got it because I'm already exalted. All I gotta do is go do a small quest intro and I've got the allied race. But it's not as easy as I thought it would be. You know, it is definitely it's interesting getting some of the rep. Now, the great part I did find out, if you do the emissary quest, you're going to get 1,500 experience for that faction. Now, also, according to an article that I've been reading, because I did recently finish up the Pathfinder Part 1. I've had it finished for a while, maybe a couple weeks now. And according to an article that I read, Ian Hazzikostas recently stated that we should be getting Pathfinder Part 2 on March 11th, 2019. Now, I know that seems like an awful long time, but it is an opportunity for us to level a lot of different alts and start making some serious gold in order to be able to get the 5 million gold mount. And there's a announcement that I have on that as well. You have 2 more bosses in this dungeon. When I'm done, I'll tell you why Classic is not going to be what people think or hope. Okay, definitely, JD. I'm all ears. Always like to hear the other side. Definitely, any input. Now, with the Pathfinder 2, I think Pathfinder 2 is going to be something short. Maybe it's going to be something like get exalted with everything. Get exalted with everything. Which I'm already working on. And that's something I would highly suggest you guys do as well, because I know that the very next allied race we're going to get is going to either be for the Horde, the Zandalari, and for the Alliance, Kultirians. So you're going to need to have your perspective reputation with that faction at Exalted. So definitely, I would highly suggest getting on that. I know I've been working on it myself quite a bit, and I'm trying to see here. I've got a Stream Deck, and I don't know if I can show you guys here, but here you go. And as you can see, all the buttons, and it tells me when people pop in. It tells me what's going on, and it makes it a lot easier, because, for example, if I needed to step away for a minute, I just hit that button, and, well, it don't work when I got the picture up as easy, but you get the drift. Now, I will say this. I believe that 8.1 will drop at the same time as Pathfinder 2. Pathfinder Part 2. And I believe 8.1 is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. But it's going to give us a lot to do. It's going to bring possibly new dungeons. I know it'll bring a new raid. And my thoughts on it is, but it will also open up the next allied races. Okay, like I said, Zandalari and Kultirans. Now, oh, and by the way, have you guys been playing allied races a lot? Because I know I have, and I absolutely love them. They are a hoot to play and are great for leveling. I did find out one thing on the allied race that I believe was a technical screw up on Blizzard's part. And if they don't fix it, we're going to have 7 million people running around with max level alts in a very short time. And I'll tell you all about that shortly. But if you've been playing your alts, if you've been playing, maybe it's your new main, I don't know. A lot of people have now changed their main. I had one of our main tanks in the guild that I'm in. He has been a Tauren since the beginning. He's been playing a Tauren since 2004. Now, Magheart Orcs have come out, and he is now playing a Magheart Orc. He started it from the beginning, and that's going to be his main. He's pretty well abandoned his warrior, and is now a Magheart Orc warrior. But still, he's leveling a new character. So, what are your thoughts about the new races? Now, I know recently, I just about a couple days ago, maybe a week or so ago now, I unlocked the Magheart Orcs myself. And trust me, it's not any small feat for anybody who's not done it. It's not a small accomplishment, because you absolutely have to have exalted, for example, with on our end, the honor bound. Now, the honor bound is not easy to get experience with as much as some, and it took me longer to get exalted with them than any other faction I've worked with so far. Sorry about that. Had to get a drink. Now, one thing I will say, if I have my way, and Blizzard, gave me a choice, which I know they don't, but if they did, I would like to see us get something like the Naga or the Murloc, and whatever, because that's something different. It's actually an underwater race, and if you had to go underwater, what better way? I mean, you're not going to drown, at least. So, or play an undead, you're not going to drown either. So, just something I would like to see happen. I don't know if we ever will, but hopefully one day we will. Now, also, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop this one out there. If you are leveling on a allied race, hit the dungeons like crazy. Random queue, random queue, random queue. Don't ever be playing without being in random queue, because if you do, you're missing an opportunity. Now, I'm not saying you're missing an opportunity for the gear. The gear's pretty well crap. I mean, I sell it, I would use all the heirlooms you can. That does not count against you getting your heritage armor. I've already found out. use all the heirlooms that you can. That way it helps. And definitely hit all the dungeons you can. Back to back to back to back dungeons. Because, and I didn't know this until about a few days ago actually. A friend of mine was playing and we was more or less leveling together. He was the same level as I was. We was, I think, 25, I want to say. And we hit the dungeon. He random queued, I random queued. And he made the comment, wow, I get 18,000 experience for just random queue. I literally closed out my random queue, reopened it, and I thought, wow, there has to be something wrong. Because he was getting 18,009, I think it was, and I was getting 27,005. Literally, a allied race appears to be getting more experience for random than any other non-allied race. So, for example, you're undead, you go in, you random queue, you're not getting as much random bonus experience as I would be if I'm on a allied race. And that was something I found a little odd. So, it is, I guess, what it is, but hopefully that's just an error and they get that fixed. Because, I mean, I wouldn't like to... I don't want to think that Blizzard would intentionally stack the deck in favor of a allied race. You know? So, let me know, is there any questions, any comments? Yeah, go right ahead, JD. Let it rip. Okay, go right ahead, JD. Just let me know when you're done. I'll read and then respond. So just let me know when you're done. No problem. Now, what time you're typing that up, and I know that if you're like me, you're always thinking about how to best, say what you're wanting to get out, or how to best get the question answered or whatever. So just take your time. No big rush. The stream is not near being done yet, so just take your time. No big deal. And one question, one thing I did want to address what time you're doing that is a lot of people have been talking about on this channel and others how YouTubers drop the ball when they answer a question or a subscriber or a viewer. For example, I had one guy. Okay. I had one guy do the, well, give me hard proof. Give me hard proof. Don't give me speculation. I want to see pictures and so on and so on. And more or less, if here's the thing. A lot of people seem to think that YouTubers have a direct link with Blizzard. We know it all. We know where everything's at. We know how to find everything. And we don't. I mean, we don't. But there's no way we could. And, if you asked about a hunter, I know hunters. I play hunters. I can answer about hunters. But if you asked me about a tank warrior, I have no idea, but I can find out because that's when I start to research, contact my guild mates, and so on, and get information. And then I give you the best possible answer that I have available. But a lot of people get upset and do the why didn't you give us hard facts? I had one person pretty well get very upset because they wanted to see pictures of something that Blizzard announced was coming in the future, and I just reported it. I got on here, I made a video about it, and that would be that. I didn't have pictures. Blizzard didn't give pictures, so obviously I couldn't do that. And the person basically claimed that my video was clickbait and that it was crap because I didn't have pictures. Well, when Blizzard announces something, they don't always give pictures, so we can't have it if we don't know where. If Blizzard don't supply or we don't have access to it, we can't give it. So, I don't know. I feel like at times some of the people believe we should be able to give you more, and trust me, I want to give you guys everything you need. I want to answer every question you have. I want to tell you where everything is. I want to tell you how to make 1 million gold in an hour. And sooner or later, hopefully I will be able to. But it don't always happen the way we want. Okay, let me catch up here. So I've been playing since day one WoW went live. I've experienced the whole thing on the first live PvP servers. I was a hardcore raider. Server first, Anexia and Molten Core clear. It will never be that good again. One, the work put in to do it all, I don't wish to ever do again. But, and I have to say, a lot of people are feeling that. But then, well, for example, I don't know about you, but I'm an alcoholic, okay? You have, you have people who are a alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic. I love to play characters. I love to level characters. I want to go from 1 to 110, 120, 150, whatever. So, and for your information, I wasn't a teen when the game came out. I wasn't shielded like a lot of the young players were, and trust me, they were. I agree. They definitely was. I totally agree on that. I don't think a lot of these guys in their 20s have a full picture of how things really were, because we used to let them slide on a lot because they were young. That is more true than you ever want to imagine. And for example, one of my friends, he brought his younger brother in, and his younger brother, oh my God, the boy totally stunk as a mage. Okay, he was a mage, and literally he would just go in and auto target and bam, 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 and he was bringing the whole freaking raid down on us, and we was all the time whopping. We was getting killed over and over and over, and the guild master, his answer to things was, he's only a young boy, he's only 17, let him be. And after a while, people quit even wanting to go in and raid with him. They would not go into a raid with this boy because they knew if they did, we was going to get killed over and over. So I can definitely feel you on that. I definitely understand what you're saying, and you're 100% right. Too many times people was let slide because they was young. Now, I understand if somebody does it one time, you let it slide, you talk to them, you tell them what they done. But, man alive, you can't just keep doing it, People talk about the community, right? The community will never be that way again because you have millennials now, right? The trolls, trolling and BS that goes on in WoW will be in the new Classic. You know, I happen to agree. The only thing I personally think, as far as the community, how to put this, I believe that the community aspect is going to come into play, because you're not going to have looking for group, looking for raid. You're not going to have mythic raids, normal raids, heroic raids. You just have raids, okay? And if you want to do, let's say, Whaling Cavern, you don't just go and hit a button and automatically, boom, you're in Whaling Cavern with 4 other people. No, you have to stand in town. You have to either get your friends or total strangers or whatever to go with you. So that part of the community, I think, will live again. But as far as the people being as useful and helpful as they used to be, that I don't know if it will. You didn't get away with using 4-lettered words at people or stealing items, etc. back then. The big reason people don't want to group anymore is because of how people act, the shit talking, etc. And people don't care to deal with it. No one plays a game to have stress and anxiety. You know, and that's something I've always felt that Blizzard could handle a lot better. And that is the fact that you have people who always would come in. They would ninja. Okay, you have an item that is specifically, you know, that it's for a rogue. Okay, it's got leech or it's got something on it that is just for a rogue. And here you have a druid, or you have a hunter, or you have whatever. A hunter's wearing mail already, but they are now wanting leather gear because it's purple. You know, I always thought that was bull. No one ever thinks about this stuff for whatever reason when they talk about WoW. Well, you know, in a lot of ways, I think people talk about, and I know I do, we talk about things that was good memories. You know, I loved being able to go and raid Onyxia's Lair. I loved being able to go and raid Molten Core. You know, not being able to just go in and one-shot everything. Because, man, back then, well, you know what I'm saying, JD. Back then, we had to earn the purples, okay? It's not just something you go in and get gifted to you. You had to, at least my guild had the DKP, Dragon Kill Points. You earned them by being in the raid, by staying with the raid, by each boss that got killed or whatever. And if an item dropped that you needed, then if you had the DKP, you got it. If not, you didn't. You know, I mean, it was that easy. Without looking for a group, a lot of people won't play because of what I just mentioned. I myself don't raid really anymore, and it's a lot to do with the shit talkers in the game. You know, I have to say, when I played back in the day, I was in a very good guild. The guild was called Is a Living Legend, and it was on the server Alexstrasza, Horde side. And we had a lot of players. I mean, literally, I think at one time we had 4 different raid groups going in weekly and doing just wipe after wipe after wipe after wipe for a long time. But we all learned, and we did really good. So I have to say that nowadays, why do you even have a guild? You know, I mean, yes, you can raid with your guild, but you can also raid with looking for raid, or you can raid with a looking for group, or you know, just form a group and be in the group finder and go. So back then, if you didn't have a guild, you wasn't going to raid. You wasn't going to do PvP unless it would just pop in and be a filler. Next, WoW Classic won't be the same because of the add-ons. We didn't have all these add-ons back then. It will also not be the same due to the guides. We didn't know what to do. We had to learn on our own. And at least I did, being a server first player. And you know, you're right. You're right. The guides nowadays are going to definitely alter how that works. I'm not sure if they're going to allow add-ons back in Classic. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I would definitely be interested in finding out. But so far, I'm not sure if they're even going to allow a add-ons. You know? I'm not sure. I know back in the day we had, what was it? Thoughtbot. THOTTBOT. And that was it. You know? Next, the hardware is another reason it's not the same. People didn't have super powerful computers. Even the servers the games are on are better now. Exactly. I mean, that's a very true statement. Finally, in closing, the only way I would want to put that much time into a game would be for certain mounts and titles. If they were carried into the current, and I don't think they will be. You know, that's one thing, but I'm hoping they do keep account bound. And the reason being, I don't know if you remember, I can never forget, is the Zolgrub mounts. The Tiger, the Raptor, the Panther. You know, I wanted all of them. And so far, I've got none of them. I've not got the Panther because they removed it. I mean, I don't even think you can get it now. But Boss is there, but I don't think it drops. I know the Tiger does not drop. And I have killed the Bloodlord so many times that it's not even funny. I should go to jail for like mass murdering this dude, and I've still not got that mount. And I've been doing this for years. As soon as it become soloable, I've been hitting it up, you know, every week on pretty well every character I got, and I've still not found it. Still not got that mount. So it would definitely be interesting if we go into the Classic WoW. We go to Zolgrub, and the Raptor mount drops. Okay, we get it. Great. Are we going to be able to take it and use it on the other or not? I think private servers worked because it was only vanilla players for the most part. But now Blizz has it, and that means you'll get the millennials, and the trolling, and the loot stealing, and so on. Well, you know, as and I forget who it was. I think it was J. Allen Breck, who recently, or it's been within the last few months, stated that anytime you go back and you bring back something from the past, you're going to have the good, you're going to have the bad, you're going to have, you know, you're going to just have things the way it was. And in a lot of ways, I think that people are looking forward to it. And in a lot of ways, I think that people don't really know what to look forward to. And I'm thinking about starting like a series. And tell me what you think about this, JD. Starting a series that highlights each individual class. For example, hunters of Classic WoW. What is it? What can you expect? What can what changed? What is different now? And that way, if you're going to play a hunter, you know where to go, and you're going to find. And Ben, if you still want to play, you know you can. You know what I mean? But it gives people a heads up, that way they don't just get slammed. Remember back then, if someone stole, they were done. No one would talk to them or group with them. They could not transfer servers or rename tunes. They're just done unless they want to start a new tune. You know, that actually is a very, very, very great thing. And it was. You know, back then, I had a guy, his name was Override. And he was a hunter. And each and every time I turned around, he was getting in trouble. He was getting popped from guild to guild to guild to guild. He was never staying in one spot for very long. And then all of a sudden, he does the one thing that Blizzard did not tolerate. And that was try to set up Blizzard, you know. He had told me, hey, I'm going out of town for a few days. Check it out, man. If you see my character log in, let me know. Here's my phone number. And lo and behold, it was him. So when I seen somebody log in, didn't know it was him, I called the number and he said, oh man, no. Watch for him. When they log out, you log in if you would. And dummy me, I hadn't played the game for very long at the time. I said, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And he said, make sure if anything's gone. When I did, I was on the character for like maybe 10 minutes, logged out. And then when I tried to log in the next day, my account's banned because he told them that I had stole all of his gold, all of his gear, everything. And what he had actually done was he created another account with his same name, etc. And mailed everything over to the other account. That way he thought Blizzard was going to be stupid enough to just go ahead, ban me, give him his stuff back, and he'd have double. You know? But, okay, you think people these days care? No, not at all. These new generations is just total trash. WoW Classic will never be what it was because of this. I will not put my time into Classic unless I can earn stuff that can be taken to current WoW. It's just too much time. I had to work on tunes and farm all day for 8 hours, then raid at night, raid all night for 8 hours or more. It was a job. You know, it was. And a lot of people, JD, don't understand. And I mean, let me move this a little bit. A lot of people don't understand. You know, they're like, when you tell them that you would be in a raid for Molten Core and you was there for 10 or 12 hours straight. Oh, man, you're crazy. That ain't happened. No. That never happened. Yeah, it did. You know, I remember going into Molten Core, a full clear, or what we was going to try to do was a full clear, and we went in, and literally, man, we was in that place for 12 hours straight. Okay, 12 hours straight playing. We started at like 8 o'clock that night, and we didn't get done until 8 a.m. the next morning. Okay, and people nowadays, they think they go into a raid, they clear it, boom, 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 it's done. Within a couple hours, they've cleared the whole raid, and then they can pop over to another character and raid on it, another character and raid on it, and so on. And, you know, if that's what they like, so be it. But back in Classic, it was not that way. Back in Classic, you know what I'm saying. I mean, you was there, you know. Back in Classic, if you wanted to raid, it was a job. You had to prepare. I remember being on, back in the day, I was on my DPS warrior, and you know the old saying, I was this before being this was cool. Well, I was a DPS warrior before being a DPS warrior was something that most guilds wanted. Okay, and I didn't like tanking, so I was DPS. And I remember going in, being told, you know, hey, we're raiding Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday is the only day we have off, and that you're going to need to set aside a lot of time. I said, okay. So I start farming. I farmed for 8, 9, 10 hours straight, you know, and on the Sunday all day if I had to, in order to be ready to raid. And it was great. I loved it. Now, like you said, it may never be exactly the same. I'm hoping that it is as close to it as we can get. But right now, as we say, all we can do is wait and see. So, you know, but long story made short, you're right. It was a job. It was a chore. You know, you had to be ready. If you was not ready, you was screwed. You know. And I know you'll probably remember this. But JD, just out of curiosity, what did you play back in Classic? What was your main? Because for me, I had one main, and then I had an alt, and my alt later became my main when Burning Crusades come out. But what was your main in Classic? For me, it was my warrior, my DPS warrior. And my alt was, of course, my hunter, which I now play as my main. And I've played the hunter for quite some time, so I've took times that, for example, I think Cataclysm I played as a main was my druid. And then I went back to my my warrior was Mr. Pandaria. And back and forth. I mean, you know, I've shook it up, as they say, and played a little bit of everything. But what was your main back in Classic? Oh, definitely 5-6 days a week. Yeah, we would raid Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday was a 11 a.m. raid all the way up until whenever. I had a few only because I was able to level faster than most people. You know, but that's something I've always enjoyed doing, is leveling. Now, like right now, I'm currently leveling a couple of my alts that are 110, but they're not 120 yet. And I have a couple allied races, but I'm also leveling. So I do that more or less to get video footage. Sorry, my neck is tense tonight. I don't know why. But more or less, I play a little bit of everything. I did a server first, a Nexia Molten Core, and on a priest bow. Believe it or not, it was a Shadow Priest I held on it. You know, what was the name of that, the staff for the priest? Oh, crap. Shoot. Benediction, was it? I think it was Benediction. But yeah, I literally at one time I tried to tank. And a lot of people say, well, if you've not tried to tank, you're never going to know, but it's great, you know. Well, I was in a guild because Living Legends had pretty well cashed it in. They had retired. They quit. And I was in a guild, and the raid leader was also the guild master. And he would go in. he was the main tank, and he made sure, even though I was supposed to be the secondary tank, he made sure that even if he didn't need it, if he wanted it and it looked cool for him to wear around town as a piece of gear, he would take it. And then I would get bitched at because I didn't have the gear he wanted me to have, you know. Okay, I got into Nex, and somewhere in there I quit. I was burned out, and at this point it was around 2 years of killing myself every day. You know, sometimes, man, you got to take a break. You know, I mean, you can't be constant play 24 hours a day. You just can't. I mean, it's suicide. You can't do that. So I understand taking a break. Everybody does at one point or another. I don't think I know anybody who has played from 2004 all the way up till now without taking a break. So, but yeah, I will say this. I am looking forward to BlizzCon, because BlizzCon looks like it's going to have a lot of information about things. A lot of information coming forward for us. And we might just get a hint at what our future holds with the next expansion. Now, I don't mean that they're working on the next expansion. They may already be. But I know they're not going to tell us the next expansion is coming out in June of 2019. No, that would be way too soon. But I do believe that they're going to start dropping hints. And in all honesty, I think the next expansion, I believe it's going to be all about old gods. I believe it's going to be old gods 100%. Now, you know, I've heard people talk about we need Warcraft or World of Warcraft Part 2. I don't know. Maybe they'll give us that soon. I don't know. But I do know that currently I don't see that happening anytime soon. But anyway, how many of you are into the alts? You know, I mean, I know one guy. He started out in 2004 as a druid. He is still playing in 2018 as a druid. And the only other alt he has ever played is his bank alt. And that's basically, well, like, you know, everybody has a banker tune, I believe, where you send all your crap to that tune to store it and or sell it. Me personally, man, I got so many on my account, it's not even funny. I believe, and I don't know if I can bring it up without starting to lag. And in all honesty, I think the reason that I lag a lot right now is a friend of mine was helping me out on my settings for my OBS, trying to make it so much better, you know, and on my camera and so on. And I think he may have screwed something up. But I'm going to try to bring up the camera, or the game. Let me go to the realm list and then... Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, as you can see here, I've got 16 on Thrall, 4 on Alexstrasza, Bloodhoof, 3, Blade's Edge, 2, Black Hand, Blade Fist, Terrakar, Ares Peak, and Storm Rage, 1 each. So I've literally got a total of like 30 so far. I mean, I know, but there's what? Is the limit still 50? Do you know? I mean, from what I understand, I think the limit is still 50. But I'm not positive on that. So, again, as far as the 5 million gold amount, how many of you are saving up for that? I know that I've been doing my best to get 5 million gold, but that's a lot of gold, you know. And I'm getting ready to do a series where I show you the tricks that I use to get gold, that I use to go in and get what I need in game. Now I know that back in, God, back in Classic, I was so poor, man. But a church mouse had more gold than I did, and I mean it was horrible, horrible, because I didn't have enough gold to do anything that I wanted to do. I didn't have enough gold to go and pay for my repairs most of the time, even. But now I definitely am learning how to make massive amounts of gold, and we're going to start a web series on that, so that we can get into that. Now, okay, so it is still 50. Okay. You said I have all classes around 36 tunes currently across 3 accounts, all at least 110. 17 of them are currently 120. Okay, great. So have you been using the Islands of Expedition for leveling? Because I know that is a big way to level right now. So many people are using Islands of Expeditions to go from 110 to 120, but it's awesome. I mean, it really is. But personally, I like the Islands of Expedition. It's pretty awesome. And so far, I've not got not one piece of gear. Not one single piece of gear have I got from Islands of Expedition. I did get a pet, but I can't remember what it was. Don't care about that mount. It's not needed. I have an auction house tune. I could buy it, but I see no point. Well, see, no, the only reason that I want to buy the mount is there's a lot of times, for example, I'm on my hunter. My alt, or my bank tune right now, is the warrior, for one I've had from beginning. And literally, I'm thinking about buying the mount simply because if I buy that mount and I'm on a level 25 character, no matter what character I'm on, I'm always at the auction house. Okay, I'm always able to post on the auction house. I don't have to take time to fly from, let's say, Booty Bay or whatever to level it. Or to go to an auction house. I don't, it just makes it easier. But Ben 2, spending 5 million gold is not going to be easy. No, I did storylines on all the tunes. Cool. On an average, how long has it been taking you from, let's say you started a character today and he was level 110. How long on average is it taking you to go from 110 to 120 per character? I know that on my hunter, I took a little bit longer on him, simply because, well, it's my main, and I wanted to do everything just right because, well, the reputations, for example, the honor bound, from what I understand, in 8.1, honor bound will be, all your reputations will now be account bound, account wide. So, I think that's going to be a good thing. It'll make it easier because let's say, if I want to change servers and I want to start a Magheart Orc, or I want to start a High Mountain Tauren, or whatever, I can do that. Okay, I can tell you right now, if you have an auction house tune and a portable mailbox, you don't need it. The portable mailbox is a fantastic, fantastic tool. It is. Now, JD, what do you play currently as your main? Like, is it a warrior, or what is your main? Because there is a way that, now it may take a little while, it may take a few weeks or whatever. I think when I done it, it took 5 weeks or so. But I can give you a tip that's going to make you a couple hundred thousand gold, if not like 1 million. Okay, I can tell you, you don't need it. I don't play till I'm done. Usually takes 2 to 3 days. Okay, that's cool. That's very, very good idea. That actually is a very, very good technique. Now, currently, do you play like a plateware warrior, paladin, or whatever? Because if you do, and I know this is going to sound bad, it's going to sound silly. A lot of people are going to say, Hulk, what are you smoking? Because this is just a stupid idea. But if you go to Icecrown Citadel, Icecrown Citadel will make you rich. Okay? If you have 4 plate-wearing places, and you go to Icecrown Citadel, and you do all of the stuff needed to get the legendary Shadowmourne weapon, man, you're not only going to get a legendary weapon that you walk around with and look cool, but you're going to get a mount, you're going to get a few other items, and altogether you can, I think now that mount sells for $250,000 or maybe even more. I can't say I have a main because I don't raid now because of reasons I mentioned to you. Okay. So you more or less just play them all, and they're all pretty well your main. That makes sense. That makes sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense. Now, JD, I want to, if you could, if you don't mind, I would like to be able to pick your brain. Okay, get some ideas from you. When you go to a YouTube channel, what is it you're looking for? What is it like? For example, help with how to make gold, mounts, mount collecting, World Quest, BlizzCon. What is it that you're looking for when you go to a YouTube channel? Okay, thanks, but I'm good with gold. I made so much gold in Legion, usually more than these guys that make gold videos. I have WoW paid off for 15 years. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool all big time, But one thing, and I don't know if you're like me, and I believe you might be because you did mention mounts. I'm a horrible mount collector. I love collecting mounts. My goal, I would love to one day be able to say, I have every mount in the game. Every mount I own. I have every mount in the game. But I don't think that is going to ever happen because they keep on adding more and more and more mounts. And let's see here. I know somebody was telling me, and I can't remember who. Somebody was telling me that they have like 700 mounts in the game. Let's see. Okay, list of all mounts. I don't need a list, I just need to know how many. Let's check it out. Okay, right now it says there's a total of 425 mounts in game, 220 non-exclusive mounts, 88 mounts that are exclusive to the Alliance, 82 that are exclusive to the Horde, 2 that are exclusive to Death Knights, 8 that are exclusive to Paladins, and 2 exclusive to Warlocks. Okay, I'll watch channels to get in info and tricks that I may not know. I watch people I like personally wise, people I would talk to, like say on some voice chat thing or play the game with. Very, very good, good ideas. Now, I will say that personally, hold on, I started watching you because your voice reminds me a lot of my country friends I had back home. Well, you know, JD, and where are you from? I'm just curious. Personally, I mean, I've had a lot of people give me crap about my voice. I've had some say, "Oh, you're a hick," you know, you sound awful and all this. But you know, I am who I am. I'm not going to ever change. I couldn't if I wanted to, and don't want to if I could. You know, I mean, I may not pronounce every word exactly crisp and clear like some would like or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm glad that that it reminds you of home. Because, you know, that's what I want. That's what I want this channel to do, is to be home, a second home for everybody, you know. You're looking for something. Hey, I may not have it all. If you're looking for example, how to get a certain mount, I may not know, and I may not have a video on it yet, but I guarantee you, if you go to one of my videos and you comment but you want to see a guide on how to get that mount, you give me enough time and I guarantee you'll have it, because I will do research. I'll find out and I will make a video on it. I mean, I may not even have it yet, but you can bet that I'll do a video on how you can get it, and then we can farm together to get it, because I love collecting mounts. Absolutely, I'm fanatic about it. Now, also, one other thing that I will say, if anybody is wanting to get their mounts, or you're wanting to buy something from the store, you're wanting to pay for game time, what have you, right now is the perfect time. Man, the tokens are only 100 and I think it's 105,000 gold. You know, that's not a big lot compared to what it used to be. Okay, California, but I'm in Nevada now. I used to go to a lot of rodeos with friends that compete. or have best animals. And cool. Cool. I'm originally and well born and raised here in West Virginia. Always have been. And one thing I always wanted to do growing up was I wanted to travel. And I have literally got to travel all over so far with different things. You know, for example, different trips with the family or whatever. I have so far went to 37 out of the 50 states. California is one, but I've not been to. I have been to Nevada. Las Vegas, I absolutely love. Absolutely love. One of the... my very first and only so far trip to Las Vegas. Do you know the little... the restaurant there, what is it called? Coco's, I think. And there's a Motel 6 behind it. And it's on the Strip. We stayed at the hotel right beside of the restaurant. And when we got to town, we started walking. And my wife, she was wore out. And I told her, I said, you know, we'll go get something to eat. Don't worry, we'll bring it back. It ain't going to take that long, or I didn't think it would. We ended up going through one casino into another, up, and it was just a maze. And then we get up to the restaurant, up to McDonald's, and the gentleman asked me, he said, what can I get for you? I said, yes, I'll take 2 of the value meals, number 1. He said, a value meal? What's that? I said, a value meal, you know, a number 1. Where I get a Big Mac, a fry, and a Coke. All together. Oh, we don't do value meals here. We don't do that. Oh man, we got screwed so big on that one. I think it was like 30, I want to say $36 for what we eat. I don't know, Vegas, really only been there a few times. So, you know, now JD is at this point, and I know that you're one of my people that actually do comment on a lot of my videos, and apparently you watch a lot of the videos, which I thank you for. And please do be sure to tell all your friends about it, and try to get them on the channel if you could. I'd greatly appreciate that. But is there anything that you have recently been looking for, not been able to find on my channel, and would like to see? If there is, let me know, and like I said, I'll research it, I'll do a video, and I'll make sure that the video you're needing is put up soon. So let me know. And that goes for any of you guys. If you see a video that you're wanting, but you've not found, but you need, you let me know. Give me a few days, and I guarantee you the video will be up on the channel. And also, for those of you who have sent me private messages, you've asked about my father-in-law, how's he doing? As many of you know, he was in the hospital for a couple months. He finally got to come home September 21. He has, they've diagnosed him to have cancer of the prostate, a 2.5 centimeter mass in his upper left lung. So we don't know if that's cancer yet or not. And also to have Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and dementia. So he is going through a lot right now, and if you guys do pray, or if you know, don't pray, whatever, just keep him in your thoughts and in your prayers if you do, because he is going through a lot. And as you can imagine, me and my wife, we live next door to him, and as you can imagine, when you have a family member that's going through a lot like that, it's not easy on the family. You know, it's not easy on the family at all. And, you know, I've went from being a person who sleeps, you know, not real late, to having to be somebody that gets up very early, takes my father-in-law his medicine for the day, make sure he's eat, and so on and so on. So it's definitely different. No, there isn't. I'm good at the game, figuring out how to do things. YouTubers are more of a thing to listen to when I play to pace the time. Hey, that's a very good thing. JD, now I don't know if you've noticed it, but we have a lot of playlists on the channel. Be sure to hit one of them up and just hit play and let it roll, my friend. That way, what time you're playing, you have something to pace the time. Some are like hanging out with Bud when you play. If that makes any sense, it does. It does. You know, for example, one of the channels that I started out watching was Asmongold. Okay, I liked Asmongold because he had a wide open attitude. You know, he was there. If you liked it, good. If you didn't, oh well. You know, and I would watch him. I would watch his channel. I would listen to his videos, and I learned quite a bit from watching his videos. In all honesty. Now, you know, for me, and it used to be a little different, because used to be I would play, you know, 18, 19 hours in a day, just straight play. Now I'm married. I have a lot going on with my father-in-law, like I've said, and quite honestly, there's times that I just cannot play that long. You know, I may play 6, 8, sometimes 1, 2 hours a day. I mean, it's really dependent upon what's going on. But years ago, I used to log in, message one of my buddies, and his name was Ace Man, and I would message him. I would say, "You ready to go?" "Yep, I'm ready to play." And we would bust it. I mean, man, we would play 8, 10, 12, 14 hours in a day, like I said. And now I'm not, you know, not able to do that. Well, you know, I liked a lot of the Asmongold stuff from back when. Not as much now, because now I don't know, I guess where his channel is grown, and he's got, I don't even know, heck, I ain't been on his channel in forever. Let me check something here. Last I checked, I think he was at like 40,000. I don't even know how many he's got now. And I think now that he's grown, that he's just wide open. You know, he don't care. He talks to people like they're, you know, trash. Okay. Looks like he now has 291,000 subscribers. Back when I was watching him, he had like 18,000. And then at the end, when I watched him last, he had like 42,000. Now he's at 291,000. I'm guessing if that guy goes anywhere, he travels with people because I'm sure someone may wish to kick the crap out of him. You know, it's kind of funny because, you know, as a YouTuber, you don't ever really expect to be noticed or to be recognized when you go somewhere. And I have literally, and I mean, my channel's nowhere near as big as his, you know, by far. I've got, you know, like enough to keep growing, as they say, but I'm nowhere near being a, you know, couple 100,000 subscribers. You know, it's just not happening. And okay. And more or less, like I said, right now I have a total. Let me hit the button here, and I'll tell you. 1,464 subscribers. But I treat everybody like I want them to treat me. You know, I'm not going to get on here and say, start cussing you out because you disagree with me. Okay, you disagree with me. Big deal. You know, I may disagree with you. Big deal. It's not about cussing people out and telling them, oh, you're an idiot, you're wrong, or whatever, because it really has nothing to do with that. But I don't know. To me, I don't like a lot of the channels that trash talk other people. Now, I will say this. I do 110% believe that some of the channels do that because they think it makes them big. You know, they think it draws them attention. Now, like for instance, me, I watch one channel that is oh, and I cannot even pronounce his name. Alacon or Alacom. Hold on a minute, and if I can find his name, I'll spell it for you. Should be pretty easy. It should be close to the top. Accolonn, Alacon, or Alcom, or whatever. And I like him pretty well. He's very good with speculation videos and so on. But, you know, a lot of people just are not into that. You know, a lot of people are not into the speculation videos. Me, I'm learning to get into that more, and I'm really deeply enjoying the lore, getting into it, learning more about the lore of the game. Now, guys, I will be wrapping this live stream up here in about 10 minutes. So if you have any questions or any comments, anything you want me to make a video on coming up in the next week or so, let me know, and I'll go ahead and write it all down. That way I can keep everything straight. Believe it or not, a lot of people, yeah. I love watching his videos. And there's another one, Pyromancer. I like him. I watch him a lot. I've not watched Pyromancer or Accolonn for a while because I just not had really a lot of time. More or less with my stuff with my father-in-law. I come in, I play, I make videos, that kind of thing. It's I don't know, the game, a lot of people, to them, it's just, it don't mean anything. But to me, the game is my relief. It's my release, you know? It's my relaxation mode. You know what I mean? So, but again, guys, if you are leveling an allied race, slam on them stupid looking for raid, looking for group randoms. Slam it. Hit it as hard as you can and as fast as you can. You will level 10 times faster. Okay. Absolutely, positively, it is worth it. Now, the heritage armor, I am going to say that I am looking forward to. Well, Pyromancer is an acquired taste, yes. I mean, I like some of the things he brings forward. I like some of the videos he comes out with. Like, for example, there was one of his videos, and I cannot remember what the name of it was. But for example, he made a video about one of the I think it was Bolvar, Four Dragon. Now, like, for example, I'm looking at his channel here, and I see one here about the Shadow and the Void, Cahoon and the Trolls. There's a lot of videos he does make here. I've been thinking about that, and I am, like I said, right now everything is so, oh man, it's so wild right now with everything with my father-in-law and stuff. And I am definitely, we had a house guest. My sister-in-law was here for 2 months. And during the time she was here, it just didn't happen on making videos like I wanted to, or like I have in the past, as easy. So it's something that I am working on. And I do definitely appreciate that, JD. I will definitely be working on that. Now, I'm looking here at something that I don't know if it's a scam or what. But I'm looking at a video from Pyromancer, and says, "We're losing our home. I'm sorry this video exists. Not going to lie, it's pretty humiliating. I'm sorry I had to make this video. If we don't get enough, I'll take what we get and try to move out solo if I have to. Here's the link for GoFundMe." And I don't know if that is legit or not. But I'll drop a link and let you take a look your own self and see what you think. But apparently he is trying to raise a large amount of money. Said we ended today at 12.9 thousand with PayPal stuff added. This is unreal. I think people might need a little more context here. I'm making more than the average wage of a real job around here, which with Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube combined, I'm making a regular salary. What people aren't really understanding is that there are extra expenses. I play here, and my stepdad is going blind, so so on and so on. Yeah, like Preach Gaming. I don't really care much about most of what he has to say, but he's great at telling a story. I love listening to his drama-like shows. Yeah. Yeah, I love Preach Gaming. Now, Hills versus Babyface. Hills versus Babyface. I love. He is just a very good, very, very good. I love it. I think that his shows are very, very, very good. But, that's pretty well where we stand. Now, guys, I am going to go ahead and end this live stream. And I do appreciate any and all of you that have been here today, who have popped in and watched and joined us here. And I do appreciate, as always, any and all support. Let your friends know, let your guildmates know, whatever. I do definitely appreciate it. And you're going to be seeing a lot more of me coming up in the very near future. A matter of fact, on my desktop right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos that I am currently working on, and that will be going live within the next few days. So definitely stick around, and be sure to let me know. I mean, if there's something that bugs you about one of my videos, for example, you don't like that, but I say, hey, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to let me know that, hey, that bugs you. I'll get it in there in a different way or whatever. But just let me know what you guys think, because if I don't know what you think, I cannot read minds, and therefore, I can't go forward with it. You know what I mean? So, right, and the top 10s and stuff is something that I will be doing in the very near future as well. So, I do appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping in, and I'm